Ooh, we going straight in, going with that Kise versus Haizaki match that we've all been waiting to see in Kuroko. And it's got to say that the two copycats finally engaged. And I got to say, this episode, a lot better than episode 1. Everyone knew from like the 10-minute recap that pretty much we got from episode 1, which was kind of disappointing to go straight into this one that was just full-on match, just full-on crazy action. I'm wholeheartedly happy with this episode. I thought this was a great one here. So we can see from straight out of this episode, the match begins and all that. And like literally Kise is trying to keep up with his team and all that. Like Kaijo is just trying to keep up with Haizaki, but it's like one thing that we learned really later in the episode is that Haizaki is exactly the same as Kise in terms of ability-wise. And this is like I've mentioned before in other Kuroko videos and all that, it gets a little bit more supernatural and stuff like that, like with what's happening. And Haizaki in this episode should surely show why it gets a little bit more supernatural and a little bit, okay, how the fuck does that happen? Like sort of situation. Not that it's a bad thing or anything, it's just that it's a lot more, kind of from the roots that it was from Kuroko, but it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely one thing to be notable for. So we get to see with Haizaki's power in this one that he's actually, like Kise, he's able to take moves and all that, but the thing is, he actually steals them. He adds his own rhythm to them and all that, and in a way that's supposed to like make other people lose their rhythm as well, and that's why they can't use their moves. So when Kaijo using like some of their special moves and stuff like that, like, oh, you have the guy that was really good at rebounds and stuff like that, but that's his little trait and ability. He makes it his own, and they can't do it, and he's like faster than them. All they do is special kind of shots and all that. And see, throughout this episode, we did get to see quite a little bit flashback of what Haizaki used to be with the whole Teiko team, and it was kind of actually kind of cool just to see like all the Teiko just there. Like you get to see Aomine and Murasaki Bai. You get to see them, all of them, how they were like beforehand, like as a group and all that. It was kind of funny just to see some of those moments and all that. But even back in the day, and we showed that, Kise could never beat Haizaki back in the day. He tried to go against him, and this guy was stealing everything from him. He was like stealing his moves, hell, even stealing his girl. Like he saw that like right at the end of the episode, like he saw like one of his old girlfriends got taken away from him as well. So that kind of shows how much of a scumbag he is. I mean, he's slapping around his teammates and all that, saying, you get in the way. He just pushes them out of the way. So this shows that Haizaki is not one to be like fucked with. He is a plain up just ditbag. This is why one of the reasons that he got kicked out and all that is because he's just a piece of shit in general. Like this is why like he was just some no-name. Technically he's like on the level of like the Generation Miracles and like Uncrowned King level and all that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Kise and Kaijo are going to really turn out from this and all that, because he's never beaten him in a match before, and now with this team pretty much losing all hope and him getting crushed at the end of the episode as well, for the first half of the match, they are pretty much getting fucked. So I gotta say, for this episode especially, this was a really good one. Like, our animation just looked superb and all that. It was all there for me to look and say, yes, this is good. This is why I want to see Kuroko. Obviously, like, I gotta say with this episode, like, one thing I liked the most was probably actually like Kise's team of all things. I think Kise's team was just going absolutely in for like the first half of this episode, and just like even like Haizaki was like shitting on and all that. I gotta admit and all that. Like definitely in this season, like they seem to be giving more focused time on not just the Generation Miracles themselves, but actually more on their teams and all that. So I'm kind of a little bit happy about that. This episode really did forecast that, and definitely as well, like you can definitely see from like the next episode as well that we're gonna have some more of this epic match and all that, and gonna see how like Kise is going to counteract this, man. I mean, he is known as the copycat from all the group and all that. So what's he going to do to like actually take care of another copycat? So other than that, this episode was a really good one. Really nice. This was so much better than episode 1 and all that. Like, I can't just get enough to say, like, why did we have to start with just so much recap? Like, if we just did 2-minute recap, that would have been perfect. But now I'm so glad we're going in straight in match, and it was just plain awesome and all that. And, seeing a little bit of the flash up of Teiko High School as well. So, honestly, this one was a great one. I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. This was a really enjoyable episode and all that. Gotta say, Kaijo, you're doing up there. I just can't wait to get more into the other stuff that I've seen in the manga and all that. So I'm very looking forward to seeing what else they're going to do. So let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode of Kuroko no Basket. But that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching as always. And I'll see you guys next time.